Welcome to the Silent Sage, a journey through the life and timeless presence of Sri Ramana Maharshi, the sage of Arunachala. In this sacred space, we explore silence, self enquiry, and the light of inner realization. Episode 4, Years in Silence, the inner cave of Bhagavan Ramana. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, a boy of 16, silent and radiant, sat unmoving in a dark stone vault beneath an ancient temple in the shadow of the sacred Arunachala hill. Ants bite his skin, blood oozed, but he remained still as the mountain itself. The boy was Venkataramana. The world would come to know him as Bhagavan. Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. It was the year 1896. Drawn by an invisible force, a young Venkataramana left his home in Madurai and walked barefoot to Tiruvannamalai. He had experienced death, not physical death, but ego death. In that moment of inner stillness, he realized, I am not this body. I am that, the timeless, formless self. And so he surrendered everything and came to the feet of Arunachala. In the Arunachaleshwara temple, he found a corner to rest. But soon he entered deep samadhi, a silent inner absorption. In the underground Patala Lingam, he sat unmoving for weeks. His body was neglected. Ants and vermin crawled over him. Passerby mocked him. Children threw stones. But he was beyond body, beyond mind, rooted in pure being. One day, a wandering saint named Sheshadri Swamigal noticed something divine with him. He scolded the boys, protected the boy's sage, and called others for help. With care, Bhagavan Ramana was lifted out of the pit and moved to safer places. And thus began his life in the caves of Arunachala. From 1899 to 1916, Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi lived in the Virupaksha cave. He spoke very little. Often he didn't speak at all. But seekers were drawn to him, not for his words, but for his silence. Silence became his teaching. Stillness became his scripture. Next question is, who took care of this young sage in the wild hills? The first came Palaniswami, a Malayali sadhu. He saw Bhagavan and instantly know this is no ordinary boy. Palaniswami began cooking for him, washing his clothes, protecting him from intruders. He lived with Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi for years until his death in 1915. Then came Echammal, a widow who had lost her husband and child. Her grief led her to the silent sage. Every day she brought food, walking barefoot across the hot sands with unwavering devotion. And there was Ranganatha Iyer, a man of the world who gave up his profession to serve the Master. He cooked, he served, he watched over the cave as seekers began to arrive from far and wide. None of them were appointed, none were asked. They were simply called by the light of stillness. In 1916, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's mother, Alagammal, came to stay with him at Skandashramam, higher up in the hill. Her heart too melted in the silence. When she passed away in 1922, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi performed her funeral rites, an unusual act for the renunciate. From that moment, he moved down the hill to the spot where her body was buried. That place became Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi Ashramam, his abode for the rest of his life. By then, the whole world had heard of the silent sage of Arunachala. Rich and poor, saints and seekers, writers and wanderers, all came to sit before him. Some came with questions, but most found that even before they asked, the answers were already there. Let us have a meditation for a while. Let's pause for a moment. Wherever you are, gently close your eyes. Bring your attention to the breath. Inhale and exhale. Just like Bhagavan Ramana guided seekers. Ask gently, who am I? Don't seek an answer. Just rest in that question. We are all sitting in front of Bhagavan Ramana inside the cave of silence. Feel the silence. That is the silence. Gently open your eyes. Feel the silence. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi taught one path: self-enquiry. Who am I? Not with lectures, not with scriptures, but through silence, presence, and grace. And those who served him, Palaniswami, Echammal, Rangan, they too became part of the eternal story of Arunachala. In the stillness of the mountain, in the silence of the cave, the flame of self shines, undisturbed, eternal. In our next episode, the light of the east shines into the west. When the west discards silence, Paul Brunton meets Ramana. Until then, be still. The self is God. You are listening Silent Sage. Until next time, may the silence within guide you home. Om Arunachaleshwaraya Namaha.